Kamaru Usman thinks there's a bit of a disconnect between Sean Strickland and his coach, Eric Nicksick, following Sean's loss to Dricus du Plessis. After the fight, Eric suggested that Sean might need to reconsider his commitment to MMA, saying he only wants to coach fighters who are focused on being world champions and not those motivated just by money. Usman spoke up on this, saying he feels Nicksick's comments were a bit unfair. He pointed out that at the end of the day, every fighter wants to make money.
Here's the thing is, at the end of the day, it's Sean Strickland that's stepping inside that octagon, risking his life each and every time. So it's a little unfair. I understand what Eric Nicksick is trying to say. He's a coach now, and as a coach and as a motivator, you want your athletes to respond and actually take it in and run with it. But it's a little unfair because you don't know what you feel in there unless you're in there. You could have a best training camp and say, yes, I'm going in there, I'm going to crush this guy. But once you get in there, you don't know what your spirit is feeling that day. And sometimes you just can't evoke that spirit that you need to go out there and accomplish the task. And so it's a little unfair to say, well, I don't know if he wants to make money. You know what? We all want to make money. Nobody wants to fight for free. I mean, some people might want to fight for free, but that's just dumb. You know, at the end of the day, we all want to make money. I guarantee you, of course, Sean Strickland wants to make money. That's partially why he is in there. But listen, it's a little unfair to say that I don't know where he stands. By Eric Nicksick saying that is showing me that there's a disconnect in the relationship between Sean Strickland and the gym and Sean Strickland and himself. So I get it.
Calvin Kattar is set to face Youssef Zalal this weekend at UFC Vegas 102. Kattar has been struggling lately with just one win in his last 5 fights. His most recent fight was a unanimous decision loss to Aljamain Sterling. On the other hand, Zalal comes into this matchup riding a 6-fight win streak. Despite his recent setbacks, Kattar is feeling confident. He's determined to show that he still belongs among the top fighters in the division.
Yeah, life's been going. Life's been going since the last fight. Happy to be back. Apex again. And things are good. Feeling great. Ready to go. Biggest takeaways are just always just how to improve every day. You know, win or lose. Ideally off wins, but never stop learning and be a student of the game. And excited to have another opportunity to just go out and compete on Saturday night. Really just stay in the moment, like you said, on to the next one, win or lose. So just can't get high with the highs or low with the lows. Stay even keel, and I'm expecting a good performance on Saturday. Obviously fighting a tough fighter and planning to just go out and do what I can, deliver in most exciting fashion possible. Yeah, every fight is tough, exciting. To go 4-0 in the UFC is not an easy task, so he's definitely deserving of a test at top 15. And I just got to go and prove why I belong still competing with the best guys in the division and at the top of the ranking. So we both got someone to prove come Saturday night, and I think that makes for the best fights.
Dominick Cruz opened up about the injury that led to his withdrawal from his fight with Rob Font next week and ultimately his decision to retire from MMA. Cruz shared that he dislocated his shoulder twice within just 8 months. He explained that the second dislocation was incredibly painful and it changed how he viewed things, ultimately leading him to step away from the sport.
So I was doing some groundwork, and it was a basic thing I've done a million times. You're on your back from half guard and you get up on your elbow and then you reach to a single and you use your elbow to get up. And when you put posts on the ground like that with somebody on top of your head, and I just pretty much it just shot out the back the second I put my elbow down and went to pull in that single leg. And the difference with this one from the first one was the first one was only out for like maybe 3 minutes. It was a nice quick slide back in. Shout out to Tim Roberts and Lauda and everybody at the UFC PI here in Mexico City. They were able to pull my shoulder right into place pretty quick. That was excruciating pain, but it was so quick. Whereas the second one, they went to pull it in and it did not go back. It just stayed where it was at. And all the muscles locked it down on top of a nerve. And for about an hour and a half, from driving to traffic to the hospital, to getting to the hospital, and then needing to get an x-ray, because you can't, it's not like the movies where you just slide a shoulder back in every time. It doesn't always work that way. So the second time it didn't work that way. When they went to slide it in, it was sitting very particularly. So they have to do an x-ray to see how to pull it back in, what direction to yank your arm when they reset it. Because if you pinch certain nerves, then it can shut the whole arm off, and it's just really damaging. So I'm in the hospital for an hour, 15 minutes. My arm starts turning blue. And when I see my fingers turning blue and just things being weird and the pain was excruciating, it just gave a different perspective for me. I always say I deserve this kind of pain. And the reason is because that's the only way I learn. So this was enough pain to teach me something and get me to kind of like say, okay, it was just different.
Henry Cejudo is getting ready for one last push for a title before retiring from MMA. He's focused on his upcoming fight against Song Yadong at UFC Seattle next week. Cejudo has made it clear that if he earns another title shot, he hopes it will be against Merab Dvalishvili. After losing to Merab by unanimous decision last year, Henry is determined to get his revenge. Speaking to MMAfighting.com, Henry said, 100% going for the title, that's what it's always about. If it wasn't about that, for sure I wouldn't be fighting. This is the last run. I'm making this last push, this last hurrah over here, and I just turned 38. Age is not a factor in it either, it's my performances. Am I able to display my art inside of the octagon in front of 25,000 people? That's where it gets real for me. Once you're not a champion, and this is where champions get spoiled, we get a chance to talk and negotiate with not just purse, but with fighters. This is who I want. This is what I think. But when you're not the champion, you've got to take what they give you, and you can also refuse not to fight. You can also get shelved. It's all up to you. How is it? And what is it that they're going to give you? You just say yeah, or you get shelved. I think for me, I personally like this stylistic matchup with Song. I think he's powerful. I think he's really good. I think he's explosive. He's a counterpuncher, but I also see deficiencies, and I'm looking to expose that on February 22nd. You've got to take what they give you. That's all there is to it if you want to fight. And I got into a little tussle with Hunter Campbell about it, and I appreciated that. I appreciate sometimes firmness from the boss. And I just said, all right, let's do it. They said, how many rounds? I said, whatever you want, boss, whatever you want. After a while, I was like, give me 5 rounds with him if I'm really going to chase this title. Jared Cannonier is set to face RoboCop in the main event of UFC Vegas 102 tomorrow. Coming off 2 straight losses, Cannonier is determined to get back on track. He's looking for a win to regain momentum and prove he's still competitive.
I'm feeling good. Nice and fresh. Getting prepared from camp and ready to perform. Losing is not fun. But, what more can you do? You heal up. I broke my arm in that last fight, so heal up and try to get back to training and getting better and righting those awful wrongs as soon as possible. Like you said, we're on the spotlight right now, so I think it would put my name in the good graces of the matchmakers, the media, and the fans.
Recently, Khamzat Chimaev offered a reward of 1 million rubles to anyone who could submit him in the gym. This converts to approximately 1,000 USD. Khamzat said, anyone who submits me during training gets 1 million rubles from me. It hasn't happened in a long time. When I'm fooling around with young guys, I give up my neck. But when we have a serious grappling match, I offer 1 million rubles to anyone. Let them come to the gym and try. Renato Moicano and Gilbert Burns have both responded to this challenge. They are both confident they could submit Khamzat.
I gotta ask Moicano something. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Khamzat Chimaev offered $1 million to anyone who can submit him in the gym.
Let's go with that, brother.
100%, my brother. Easy money.
You think you can submit him for millions on the line, bro?
100%, brother.
What about you, Gilbert?
For sure, bro. Send me location, bro. Where's he at? Where's he at? He's in Abu Dhabi.
He's in Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai.
No taxes, brother.
Bro, hey. How much did that try? Let's go, brother. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, man. I think It's just everybody gets submit on training.
He said he never had. Well, he said he has like messing around, but like not for real, for real.
But with who? You know, that's the thing. Like, with the couple high level fighters, if you really in I don't know, training high level grapplers with high level guys, here and that's gonna happen. You know, it might not happen very often, but it should happen if the guys that you're training are on the highest level. Like if we get all the guys on ATT training with Moicano, again, Raw, Dustin Poirier, so everybody, and like good jiu-jitsu guys, one day you might get caught. You know, but if you're just training with certain guys, But I think if you're on the highest level of training, you're gonna get caught.
Alex Pereira released footage today from his trip to South Korea a few months ago. He was training grappling at the Korean Zombies gym. Another clip shows him hard sparring with professional heavyweight boxer Kim Hyung-gyu, who challenged him to a bout. They went at it pretty hard, and Poatan does more than hold his own against the boxer.
Vai chamando. Vamos pegar de baixo pra cima. Fica aí de boa, porque não tem mais. Não vai? Aí mesmo.
Ilia Topuria has also shown interest in fighting Dustin Poirier. While there's talk of him defending his featherweight title in a rematch against Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 314, Ilia has recently mentioned that he plans to move up to lightweight down the line. On the Full Send podcast, Ilia said, "Just imagine a fight between me and I love that dog Dustin Poirier. He's a fucking fighter, you know what I mean? You know that he goes in and he fights until he dies. You're gonna have that guy in front of you fighting and trying to take your head off. That's a very exciting fight, I think, for me, and I think for the fans also." And that's gonna wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos.